In addition to creating kind of custom casework, you can also create millwork on the walls like you see here. So above the coffee counter, you can do some sort of custom millwork. Might be, I did an H to kind of base it around the logo and then just played off of that. Again, remember with this that each piece that you create, you can only make it one depth. So for instance, if I wanted these pieces to be a separate depth, or maybe I wanted the H to be a different depth, I need to create that in two different sections. So let's just do a portion of this and we'll show you kind of how that works. So we're going to go back to our other elevation where we're still working on it. Same thing, it's architecture, component, model in place. For this one, I'm actually going to place it under wall because it's part, we're going to consider it part of the walls. It's not casework. And we'll name it logo 1 because I'm going to do a couple of sections with this. So again, we're going to use the extrusion tool. We're going to pick a plane and we're going to make sure we get that wall. And then again, we're just going to kind of draw from here. So I'm going to, I'm going to draw a line. I want it to be 2 feet up before I start. And then I want it to come, let's see. Let's actually, let's start with the H. That'll be kind of my starting point. So I'm going to pick, choose where you want to place it. I'm going to come roughly a third over. You can measure it, but I'm not going to worry about it at this point. And then I'm just going to draw an H or something close to it. And I wanted it to tell me when I got to the bottom, so let's get rid of that. We'll make the middle section a little thicker. All right, so we have our H here. And I'm going to use this as kind of my guidelines as I go through. So we're going to make it stand out a little more than the rest. So we'll make it 4 inches. And I do want this to be painted. So that keeps it simple. Finish model twice for that. And I have my H. Now I'm going to go back in and add some lines or some millwork pieces, kind of some wood slats for it just to go along with it. So again, that model in place, we're going to do walls. And we'll name this logo 2. I may end up with 3 sections for this one. Extrusion, pick a plane. Make sure I've got the wall and then start drawing. So again, I can use this as a starting point. So if I want to come off, let's say I want it to be 4 inches. And we're going to start with it matching up with that line here. And keep it pretty similar. All right, and then we're going to come over, whoops. We'll do 4 inches again. We'll mimic this one. And you can, if I wanted to, I can copy and paste this as well. If I had a more kind of intricate design, make sure I get rid of my starting line. And then we're going to go shorter on these. But I'm going to keep it the same width. And we will go ahead and just copy this to make it nice and easy. And then we'll do 2 of these that we're going to copy as we go through. Okay, so that kind of, and actually we're going to go down to 1 because I don't want it to be too literal with the H. So now I can change this one and say I want it to be 2 inches. And I would continue this on to the other side. So for instance, I was trying to see, I could just copy this if I wanted to. I could mirror it. So let's say I want to flip it over this. So we're going to use that as my axes. It's going to tell me that it overlaps. So let's undo that. Let's see. So we'll pick it and we're going to we'll use this. You can also draw a guideline if you want to for it as you go through them. And then I could do a third section of this if I wanted to, and I'm going to leave a gap to come back and place something else in here. All right, so again, all of these are going to be 2 inches. We're going to go ahead and change this material. Let's see, we're going to do a birch wood. Make sure we hit use render appearance. Okay. And then we're going to finish the model with both of those. So now, and we can kind of see if I just go to realistic, it'll give us that finished material as it goes through. And then the last thing we want to do is we're going to do one more section and same steps. So I'll just do this quickly as one more reminder for extrusion, pick plane, make sure I've got the wall, and then I can start drawing. And so this time I want to do something different. Again, you can use a starting point if you want. I want to kind of drop down, and we're just going to do a different type of shape as we come through over here. We'll go with that. All right, so then again, I'm going to change this depth to 4 inches, and I can copy it if I want to kind of keep using that shape. I could flip it if I wanted to. So let's see if I can get just one section. I keep getting zoom in. I'm trying not to get my apparently I have these very close to each other. All right, so we're going to use control just to add it. And then we are going to mirror, and I'm going to draw an axis. So we're going to come through that, and we're going to move it over. And just kind of lower it a little bit. We'll copy it one time. Okay. So just something, this isn't, I like my design on the other one better, but it just shows you. So again, 4 inches, I wanted a different depth. I'm going to change the material again. I'm going to make this the PPG paint color and hit OK. And then twice you'll hit the green check to finish it. So now if I go in, I believe I've drawn it on this bottom section with the camera view. And I'll go ahead and put it in realistic. So now you can see kind of the differences that we've got going on with that. If you want to orbit in Revit, if you will hold down the shift key, and then you want to push in the wheel on your mouse and hold it and move your mouse. That'll let you orbit around to see things. So that gives you a couple of different ways to build some custom components in Revit.